Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking a little bit about Bright Tree Village. We have the Battle Force document, we've got another preview, and some clarifications that I thought were really interesting. So I want to talk about all of that in today's video. If you guys are new here to the channel, I'd love to have you stick around. We've got lots more to talk about as far as Star Wars tabletop gaming. Lots of very cool stuff. I'm going to put a link to this article in the description below. You can check it out. They did another scenes to stats last week, and they were talking about some of the stuff. We've already seen some of these already, but we're going to have a commander. I think there was at one point they had made a mistake and listed C-3PO as an operative, and so they wanted to correct him as being a commander. He's going to be really cheap at 40 points. He is also not going to have any attack. No attack whatsoever. Look at this guy. Nothing. Nothing. I thought that was really cool. Because you're going to have to play him in a different way. Well, I say really cool. It's neat, but not like really cool. Like if he had like a bazooka arms, that would be really cool. Like, and I feel like you could upgrade C-3PO to give him bazooka arms and like lasers like shooting out of his like more like you know BT and 000 from the Dr. Aphra comics. But still, I mean it's clever that they're giving him a different way to play. He doesn't even kick here. I guess because they're carrying him around on like a palanquin or something like that. So, you know, so all right. So he's got Master Storyteller. He's going to give out Surge tokens, which is good because the Ewoks could certainly benefit from that. And the longer the game goes on, the more powerful that ability becomes. He's got Compel Trooper and Infiltrate, which is, I guess, infiltrates a whole separate ability. Because like the comma there is just you know where the placement is weird, and he's got Divine Influence, so it gives other people Guardian, and then they can also cancel crits instead of hits if they would like to. So that's pretty cool, or as if they were hits. He's got Defensive Surge, only 3 health, 2 courage, movement 2. He's moving pretty slow, but he's a little faster than R2. The movement 2 is interesting to me. I guess that's because maybe he's being carried by an entourage. I'm not 100% sure about the movement speed. But sometimes game balance is a little more important than thematic stuff. So, so there it goes. We also got Logray. Now, Logray is not as amazing as I might have thought. He's cheap, though. And so that's, I think, one of the things that's going to be really good for Logray. It's only 45 points. And I think it's starting to come together for me. I think one of the things about the Ewoks is that they're just going to be, they have a lot of cheap characters. You'll be able to have high activations. You'll be able to run an awful lot of stuff and maybe overwhelm your opponent. So he can aid a Bright Tree Village Trooper, so he can begin passing tokens to them. He's got Independent Aim or Dodge 1. I guess that's Aim 1 or Dodge 1. Yeah. And Inspire 2, which is going to be definitely good. And we're going to find out why Inspire 2 is even better, because we have a Battle Force document that talks about if you're playing as Bright Tree Village, they are not going to be removing suppression quite as good. He has Nimble and Low Profile. He has 3 training slots and also the command slot. He has a staff that's suppressive. It's only 2 dice, though, from melee, so not very helpful there. Defensive Surge, 4 health and 3 courage. So Logray is really good with that courage value. That's the one thing where he's really going to stand out. We do have 3 command cards for Logray. So we've got Onward to Victory here. Onward to Victory is interesting. It's an exhaustible. I'm sorry, this is not a command card. It's an upgrade card. It's an exhaustible upgrade card. It can only be exhausted at the start of the activation phase. If you do discard it at the end phase, while this character is exhausted, if an enemy unit is defeated, a friendly trooper may perform a speed 1 move. So, it's like a one-time thing, right? I mean, I guess, because it goes away. You've got Herbal Medicine, which is an exhaustible free action. Choose a Bright Tree Village Trooper. I keep on. I should just say Ewok Trooper. Choose an Ewok Trooper at range 1. Remove a wound from the or restore a defeated miniature to the unit. So it's basically just a normal healing, but he can do it every round. potentially if he's recovering. So that's pretty cool. And with that little weak staff, he may certainly want to do that whole move, and it's like he you don't give him an order, he can just like take an aim token and take a suppression, pass it over to somebody else, remove suppression from other people with inspire. He can heal and just move and keep up with everybody, and then do a recover from time to time after he's taken enough suppression. So I think the whole thing's going to work out. It also got secret ingredients. At the start of each round, put an aim token or a dodge token on this card. At the start of this unit's activation, or may remove any number of tokens on this card to gain the matching tokens. After this unit uses aid, it may remove a suppression token. So he's basically able to give out all of those things without the suppression if you want to give him secret ingredients. Which I think that's going to probably be the like, if it's for only 5 points, turning him into like a giant token bomb, it's pretty cool. Because I imagine you wouldn't use this as much on the first round, maybe even the second round, but like when it comes time for round 3, all of a sudden, boom, 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 here's like a ton of tokens when it's time to actually engage. I think that's the big thing here. Now, as far as the command cards, we've got generic command cards. We've looked at some of these. We've seen a little bit of them before, but now we kind of have all of the text. So Arboreal Assaults. I'll start from the left. We'll work our way over. That's going to be a 1-pip that does 2 Ewok Troopers. It's Bright Tree Village only. These are all Bright Tree Village only. You must nominate an Ewok commander. The weapons of this trooper, the weapons of Ewok trooper units that have a face-up order token gain suppressive and immobilize 1 this round. Of course, immobilize is a big deal. I feel like it's been growing in value, especially ever since Burst of Speed came out. Like, just immobilize is huge. This round, after a friendly Special Forces unit performs an attack against the unit with a face-up order token, shuffle that token back into its order pool. So pretty cool. A lot of just different things that 1-pip is doing right there. So I think it's a quality 1-pip. Log Traps is also like wild. It doesn't issue any orders though. It's no units. Also a 1-pip, and it's going to basically have to have an Ewok Trapper. And they get to do this attack. It's a 5-dice attack, range 1 through 4, impact 4, and pierce 1. It's pretty nice. Also, what is particularly cool about this one is that it's at the start of the activation phase. So like it's not even using one of their actual attacks. So that's kind of cool. We've got Hiding in Plain Sight as a 2-pip. It issues an orders to 2 Ewok Trooper units. You may nominate an Ewok commander. Units issued by an order from this card gain inconspicuous this round. So that is always nice. And that's again if you have a suppression token, you kind of can't be targeted unless of course somebody's like right up on top of you. And then we've got for the tribe, Bright Tree Village, only 3 Ewok Trooper units. You must nominate an Ewok Commander unit. This round, at the beginning of the activation phase, units issued an order by this card may recover. This round, Ewok Trooper units with a face-up order token gain Dauntless and Relentless. Recover is going to be huge for a lot of those new cards that exhaust. We just looked at a couple of them, like Herbal Medicine or, well, Onward to Victory is not really going to be recoverable, really, but Herbal Medicine is the basic one. They also talk about Chewbacca a little bit. We've seen him already, but he is going to be the lone heavy option available to this faction if you run him in this version. We will find out, though, however, that Chewbacca is also available in his regular Rebel format. So you can run Chewbacca in the old school way. He's 190 points. He is Armor, Arsenal 2, Inspire 3, Incognito. I love that. Weak point 1 rear. Honestly, I've been saying for a long time, Incognito's the thing they need to use for like trader mechanics or stolen stuff. It just makes a whole lot of sense. And then he's got all 3 guns. He's got Search to Crit built in, which is a huge upgrade over the regular ATST. Honestly, I really want to just run Chewbacca in the ATST and nothing else. I just don't care about the rest of the Ewoks. I just want this guy because he's awesome. So yeah, very, very, very cool. well worth the points. I love it. And then they give a link to the Bright Tree Village Battle Force. So let's take a look at the Bright Tree Village Battle Force. Before we do, I want to thank our sponsor today, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing full metal tokens, guys. You see me using these tokens. You hear me talk about them a lot. And there's a reason I do. They're absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love these tokens. They are metal. They have a really nice weight to them. They're beautiful. They catch the light very, very well. They're just absolutely fantastic. You're going to love them. They're all double-sided. The damage are double-sided with 2s on the back. Same thing with suppression tokens, so you don't always have to just keep grabbing extra tokens. You can just flip them over. The order tokens are absolutely gorgeous. The ion, the poison, the aims and dodges, all of the tokens, they're all double-sided. They have something else on the other side. Really very cool stuff. You're going to love them. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. Use code Crabbok VIP to save 15% while you're there. There's still time to get Father's Day gifts in, folks, or just treat yourself if you're looking to spice up your game a little bit. All right, so our Battle Force rules here are very cool. It's giving us lots of new information. And for commander options, they have C-3PO, Han Solo, of course, Logran and Wicked, but also Leia. So C-3PO we knew for sure because he was able to be in there, and he's only there. But Leia we pretty much guessed. Speaking of Leia, I'm going to jump over to this real quick. This card, a beautiful friendship, right? We get this in the Wicket pack. We've already talked about this card a little bit in the Leia or the Wicket preview, but there's been some errata to this card. It's just very, very weird because it's a Leia command card, and it issues orders to Wicket and Leia, and it has some other effects. It says permanent Wicket gains teamwork with Leia Organa, and then when an Ewok commander issues orders, you can choose a rebel at range 1 and issue it an order. When a rebel commander issues an orders, you can choose a friendly Ewok unit at range 1 and issue it an order. Which is cool. However, Leia cannot issue Wicket an order as per the rules because Wicket's a mercenary, and Leia cannot issue orders to mercenaries. So somebody asked about this on the forums, and the answer came back as saying no. She can't issue Wicket this order from this card right here, unless of course she has Underworld connections. So now you have to run Underworld connections to be able to do this. I mean, I thought it would have been much simpler just to say to simply add in the rule addendum when an upgrade or when a command card specifically names somebody, then of course they should be able to be issued an order because this upgrade card specifically says Wicket. Not like he's not saying just anybody, but it specifically says Wicket. It's not like the upgrade card says any. Oh well, actually it does. However, they ruled the exact opposite on the bottom part. And this part, the permanent effect here, when these commanders gain all these other abilities, commanders issuing orders. In this case, or when a rebel issues orders, you can choose a friendly Ewok unit and issue it an order. So this part you're still able to do if you don't have Underworld connections, which is interesting. But the top part, rather the middle part here, would be Wicket and Leia. You need Underworld connections on Leia in order for her to actually issue Wicket the order from this card. Pretty bizarre thing that basically this card is not really going to be fully playable right out the box, unless of course there's a copy of Underworld Connections that comes in this box. And maybe a little unthematic because Leia shouldn't necessarily have to be connected to the underworld in order to issue orders to her best friend that's now on the card. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought that was really interesting and something that I definitely didn't expect. I think most people probably thought, well, it's Wicket and Leia. The card's writing should overwrite the rule. I mean, if the card was designed to break a rule, then we shouldn't have the rule breaking the card, and that's actually kind of how this works. Yeah, so basically, long story short, if you want to run this card, put Underworld Connections on Leia, or just run the card at like half power, I suppose, or something like that. or maybe a quarter power, because you're still going to get the teamwork aspect, and you still get like all the bottom stuff without it. I don't know. It's just very very weird to me. All right, so let's go back to the Battle Force rules. So yeah, so you have C-3PO, Han Solo, Leia, Logray, and Wicket. You can run Chewbacca as an operative. For Special Forces, you have the Slingers. And then you can also run Rebel Commandos, but you can only run up to 2 of them, and you cannot run strike teams. I think I guessed that strike teams would not be available, right? For Core, you can run Rebel Troopers. This one is a little bit of a surprise to me, but not too much. I didn't know exactly how they were going to do this, but the Rebel Troopers makes a little bit of sense there. You can only run 2 of them. The rest have to be Ewok skirmishers. For your heavy, it's Chewbacca only. So, and that's it. There's no supports in this particular list. Unless, of course, they add Ewok gliders at some point. I'm really actually surprised they have not added Ewok gliders, but I've seen a lot of really cool homebrew kind of ideas for how Ewok gliders could work. But no, it's not. They're not in it. But yes. So anyway, so talking about the Battle Force rules here. For special rules is really interesting. They are considered a rebel faction. They're part of the rebel faction for the Bright Tree Village Battle Force. They can take any number of mercenary units, but they don't count towards the minimum ranks required. Wait. This battle force may take any number of mercenary units. These units do not count towards the minimum of ranks required, and the army may include any number of mercenaries at each rank. I don't know, the way that that's written just sounds awkward to me. They can take any number of mercenary units. Okay, I get that, but still only the ones that are allowed. So not like Boba Fett, right? Like the Ewoks, because Ewoks are mercenaries. But then it goes on to say these units do not count toward the minimum number of ranks required. And I'm like, so you're telling me that the Ewoks don't fulfill the rank requirements of the Ewoks? Like that, I don't even know why they put that sentence in there. Maybe I'm just misreading it. But then it goes on to say, and then the army may include any number of mercenaries at each rank. This battle force must take at least 2 non-Ewok rebel units. So the thing is, I don't understand why they said these units do not count toward the minimum number of ranks required each. That just doesn't make sense to me, because that's literally the only way you can fulfill like your core requirement. You have to run mercenaries, because you can only put up to 2 core, and you need to have 3 to 6 core, right? So if you can only have 2 rebel troopers, you must use mercenaries to fulfill the minimum number of ranks. And it's written in a very very weird way. Like, I don't even know what they were intending to say here. I mean, I think they're trying to say that yes, you may run mercenaries in this unit because you'd have to, because they're Ewoks. So it's just weird. But you must use at least 2 non-Ewoks, so you can't run all Ewoks. So your options are Rebel Troopers, Rebel Commandos, Han Solo, and Leia. So, I mean, I think most people will be like Rebel Troopers easily, because this way you don't have to have a million Ewok skirmishers. I think that's the kind of the easy go walk away from that. But they have another special rule that's interesting. During the end phase, Ewok units in this army may remove, not may. During the end phase, Ewok units in this army remove 1 fewer suppression during the remove tokens step. So normally you just remove 1. So basically they're not removing suppression during the end token step. So recover is going to be a big deal for these guys. And also that high courage value of low grade is going to be a big deal for these guys. So suppression is definitely a way to combat the Ewoks. I think flamethrowers is also going to be a good way to combat the Ewoks. I feel like, with their higher numbers, and it's thematic, to set those little furry devils on fire. But that is the Bright Tree Village Battle Force. I'll put this in the description below too. I think you can get all of this stuff over at atomicmassgames.com though. So pretty interesting stuff. We've got a good look at the Ewoks, their command cards. We've seen articles for spoiling just about everything that we're going to be getting in these battle forces. So yeah, I want to hear some of your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. I know there are more battle forces planned, or we'll probably get more information as time goes on. But let me know some of your thoughts. What do you guys think about the Ewoks? Is it something that you're interested in picking up? Is it something you're going to try, or is it something that maybe you're not interested in? I want to hear some of your guys' thoughts. Let me know down in the comment section. I will talk to you guys later. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing and help make this channel possible. I'll talk to you later. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Yub nub and cowabunga.